So, hey, what's going on, guys? It's Race here, and today we're talking about Need for Speed Rivals and everything that's been coming out about the game. So, this is a podcast. That's what I'm gonna call it. I try to do this probably monthly, weekly. Anytime news comes out, it's a lot easier than doing a lot of random crap. So, today we're gonna be talking about Need for Speed Rivals, as I said earlier, and we're just gonna be talking about everything that's come out about the game so far. So, from I think being announced to current state. So, which there's some stuff that just came out yesterday, which is pretty interesting that you guys want to hear about. So. First off, this is Leaf. So say hi, Leaf.
Sup? My name's Leaf.
Yeah. Me and Leaf have been playing games for a while together. He's a typical Need for Speed fan. He's played Underground 1, 2, Carbon, and so he's very in touch with the Gen 3 of Need for Speed versus the Gen 4 or Gen 2, however you look at it. So, first thing we're going to talk about is I'm going to talk about it. So, Leaf, from the gameplay you've seen so far of Need for Speed Rivals, what does it look like to you? Does it remind you of any games, past Need for Speed games? There's like a mix of everything. So,
Reminds me of a pretty good game. It stood out to me, which is Most Wanted, which was the first game that I played that introduced like the cops part where they chased you, and I just really liked that. It was good.
They did that again in Hot Pursuit and a lot of Undercover. So they've had after Most Wanted, they really push cops into Carbon. I think Carbon was pretty much the highlight of cop chasing because there was kind of a cop versus racer story to it. Like you had cop cross, you had versus whatever character you were. They didn't think they showed your name, but then again they tried in Hot Pursuit, and Hot Pursuit they fully fledged out racers and cops. So it was even though it was not open world, it was a very engaging game. So I think Need for Speed Hot Pursuit was the last really good Need for Speed game. So you had kind of these breaks from like Shift 1 and 2, which were track racing games. So the thing about Need for Speed that they are very, very open with what they can do with the game. It's not set to a narrative, so they can go anywhere they want with it. And I'm happy that Ghost is I'm kind of happy at Ghost. I'm kind of mad now some news that came out of that, but you have to stick for the whole thing to figure out that news unless you research stuff. But anyway, from the gameplay perspective, I'm pretty impressed with it. It looks like a good blend of the Run and Hot Pursuit, which is a really good mix-up if you ask me. The Run had some really good graphics in it because it was Frostbite 2, but this is running off Frostbite 3, and I'm gonna go ahead and talk about the story because it's pissing me off. So apparently news broke yesterday that Need for Speed Rivals will be running at 30 frames per second across all platforms, across all 5 platforms. That is Xbox 360, PS3, PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Now, if they do a good job of making it look good and running at 30 frames per second, I'll be okay with it. Burnout Paradise runs at 30 frames per second, and it looks okay, but that's a very old game, and that doesn't have the very realistic graphics to it. So, but this is Frostbite 3, which the game looks amazing. But you wouldn't notice it because they were playing it on PS4. It was only running at 30 frames per second. So, unless you're a PC gamer, it's not something you're really used to. So, I think for people making that jump from PS3, Xbox 360, the jump to PS4 and Xbox One, they won't notice it that much. But people that play on PC that are accustomed getting at least double their frames of what regular games get, they'll probably be pissed off about it. So, it's not helping out too much in my opinion. But you never know. So, what are your thoughts on that, Leaf? Are you pissed off about it? Do you not really care?
Yeah, I'm pretty mad because some people say, oh, you don't notice anything above 27 frames per second because that's the only thing a human eye can see past. But if you look at
you can.
Yeah, if you play a game that's 30 frames per second and then you go play that game 60 frames per second, you notice it. It's a lot more smooth.
And you can't go back.
Nice, crisp. Yeah.
That's coming from the PC elitist standpoint. We're both heavy PC gamers. We both play Battlefield a lot, and we both run at 6 frames per second. So, but in terms that has a lot of running a game at 6 frames per second has cost. So you could have what Battlefield 4 is facing right now for current or next gen consoles, where they're running at 6 frames per second, but their graphics do not look that great. So everything they showed off for Battlefield 4 is pretty much been on PC, maxed out, super massive hardware. So I think if it looks good, it could work. So the reason they're running at 30 frames per second, I will add, is because it's all drive, which is the whole seamlessly switching from single player to multiplayer. It'll say like someone has joined your world, but it won't stop it when they're joining. It'll just they freely come in and out. So it is a lot of processes that has to go through. Versus the having, like, in theory, you have 4 people racing and all 4 people are racers. then three of them can be cops. So you can have 3 patrolmen and they have a ton of people playing together. So, and then you can have just a ton of back processes going along at the same time. So you have 40 cars racing at one time, which is crazy. So, but moving from gameplay, we're gonna talk about cars now. What cars are exciting you the most, Leaf? Like, what have you seen that's really piqued your interest in the cars wise?
Well, because I'm kind of a JDM kind of person, not really into the exotic cars. I like my imports. The Nissan GTR. It's not. Wait, no, it is confirmed, right?
Yes, it is.
For the cops.
Yeah.
That car looks really nice. That's probably one of the most favorite cars I'm looking forward to, because we don't know all the cars yet. That's my number one looked for car.
Okay, my number one looked for car is I am not a huge GDM guy. I'm from Texas, so I'm a lot into American Muscle. So anything American Muscle they bring in. So I'm assuming that they're gonna put the new Corvette Stingray in there, which is the 2013 one, which I really want to drive in a racing game, because there's no way I would drive in real life. But the Mustang, the Corvette, any of those American Muscle cars. The nice thing with muscle cars versus some JDM cars, that American muscle cars, there's some really expensive cars that, for like the Corvette and the new Corvette and then the Challenger and stuff, so that we know those cars are going to be in there because they're kind of American muscle cars and they're expensive. Where with JDM cars, the only car I can really think of they could put in there is the new NSX. So Need for Speed a lot lately has going back to what they used to do, which was have extremely expensive cars that there's no way you could afford in real life. So where versus an Underground 1 and 2, they took cars you see on the street at the time and they just souped them out. So I wasn't a big fan of that. I've never really been a big fan of imports. I'm not gonna say the word rice because I don't want to get yelled at, but I was never a big fan of that word I just said. Right, in cars, I'm never a big fan of racing cars. So, in my opinion, so it looks really cool what they're doing with this. Speaking from customizing cars, jumping gaps to that is we're gonna talk about speed points and coinciding on what they really do. So, speed points actually now have currencies. You can use them to customize car. I actually have a tweet pulled up right now, and they say you can actually actually I'm pretty far down the list. You can spend your speed points on personalizing your rides, better pursuit and invasion tech, or faster cars. So, what are your thoughts on speed points? Do you like the fact that they're bringing back some sort of progression system, or did you race to unlock cars and they just gave you the cars as you were progressing through the system?
No, I always liked the currency thing about video games. So in Underground 2, you actually got cash, and then you spent that cash to buy new cars, get different upgrades for your cars, whether they're cosmetic or performance.
Yeah.
Will they do performance upgrades in
this
game?
So what they're saying is that there is performance upgrades for the racers. I don't know what there is for the cops, but apparently it's better pursuit, evasion, and tech, or better pursuit and evasion tech. So it might just be like turbos and stuff, but it doesn't look like you can mess with that too much. Need for Speed has really shied away from that. I don't know why. But again, you didn't do that in the original. Rivals is actually a spiritual successor to Need for Speed High Stakes, which is a game that came out in 1999. So, Need for Speed High Stakes was a really fun game. It was actually had a pink slip racing system, which hold on a second. It had the ability where you could actually take your memory card from a friend's, or you take your memory card that had your game on it and put it into a friend's PS1, because that was the only console it on, and you could actually bet your car, and you could lose your car if you didn't win. So. That's the same thing they're doing now with speed points. So I really like the fact that they're focusing a lot on speed points. So I'm going to have some high hopes for this game, and the way the speed points thinks that they're going to add a lot better stuff to it. Like you have the personalization, the faster cars, the risk and reward system which they're implementing, which is really cool. Do you know about that, Leaf, or not?
Like the reward system?
Yeah, the risk and reward system. Where if I'm a cop and you're a racer, because I'm always on the good side of the law. I don't break laws. I'm not like that. So I'm a good boy. Mm-hmm. And if I'm a cop and you're a racer, say you're out for like an hour. Okay, so you got 2,400. You have 2,400 XP or something like that, or SP. If you stay out longer, you probably have a multiplier going now. So you probably have like a 2 times multiplier or whatever they're doing it. And so you stay out longer, you can keep banking up those points. But the longer you stay out and the more you do, the faster it gains, like the faster you get it. So, but if I take you out, you lose all of it. So it's a risk and reward system. Like the longer you stay out, the more you get, or you can slowly go out, do like 3 races, then come back, and then just make sure you have that stuff locked in. But you could be a complete badass and just stay out for like an hour and a half and like say, screw cops, I'm doing what I want, and just try to just get as much points as you can. But then if a cop sees you, you're like, oh shit, I gotta escape, lose them, and get into a hideout and like put all my points away. So I think that's an amazing way. Like games have not done that in a really long time. They actually punish you. For getting caught by a cop. Like in Most Wanted and Hot Pursuit, they were just like, oh yeah, you're out of the race, so what? And this game is like, you actually time you've actually invested into the game will go away if you get taken out by a cop. And that is something I loved about Most Wanted and Carbon, where if a cop, or you played Most Wanted, did you ever get a cop or your car stolen, or not stolen, but like repoed from a cop? Or did you never have that rap? Yeah, it was annoying, wasn't it?
Yeah, it really does make you mad.
But it was like that saying, like, you're like, dang it. But it was like this weird, like, oh, that's so cool though, because the fact that like I could be a cop and you're a racer and you're like, oh, what are you doing? Like, oh, I'm just racing right now. And I could be like, how much speed points you got? You're like, 2,000 or like 40,000. I'm like, ooh, dang, I need 40,000 SP for this new rims or this new vinyls, and I can come and take you out and take your 40,000 SP, and you could yell at me, but I could laugh at you while I'm taking all your money. So it's just really cool, like making friends, rivals. I think that's where they're getting that word from, is rivals, where you're creating this rivalry between people because you're gaining and losing SP. Or we could all be cops and we could just go into somebody's world and just like have a like a pack and just like hunt down cars and just take all their money. Or money. I'm calling it money because speed points is a stupid thing to have. It should be cash. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
It annoys me that they're calling it speed points. But the reason they're calling it speed points is because you're having that second screen experience, which it would be kind of weird. It would confuse people a lot. I think the reason they're calling it speed points is because if they call it cash, you just have people going out and like being confused, like, oh, well, can I just go buy this cash? Like, so I just literally legitimately use real money for in-game cash, and it actually be so. I think that's what I imagine you're going to be able to buy in-game cash because EA and microtransactions love each other. So. But going back to what I was saying, second screen experience looks really cool. Like you can basically have a thing where if I'm on the bus, is what EA likes saying. Like if you're on the bus and you have a friend playing at home, if I'm on the bus, I can actually help you out. If you're being chased by the cops, I can deploy spike strips for you. I can like jam the helicopter. I can do like call in roadblocks for you, so I can help you out, or not help you out. Sorry. I could call roadblocks to hinder you, so I can help or hinder you, and depending on how you react to that stuff, like if you get taken out or if I help you evade, I'll get I'll get speed points for that. So they're making this game seem like it seems like a very, very fun aspect to it. Like speed points seems like it'll keep the game going, and who knows what will happen after you unlock all the cars. You could use it to buy a ton of stuff. My main problem with Most Wanted is that after you like get to level 71, it's done. There's nothing else really to do in that game. Where this game has a very prolonged exposure to it. Like you could be coming back to this game like a year and a half later, and there'll be still stuff to do, which is the cool thing to it. So, I think moving on from that was a lot of words I just said right there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, those were a lot of words. I don't know. It gets me excited that speed points will actually have a meaning and not like just a ranking. Because Most Wanted, if you have like 12 million speed points, you're probably near the top of the list unless you're really, really into that game. But that's all that stuff got you. We're just oh, I smashed a billboard, I get 150 SP. Okay, that just put me somewhere. Where now, like, if I make this jump or take out this car, I get 150 SP. That's just one is closer to the new set of rims or the new set of vinyls or the new paint job, which is that really cool thing to it. I don't know what it is about games that they drive you like, okay, 2,000 more SP and I get this. That means I just have to play this game for this much longer to get that money. And that is my thinking why this game will be so good, because it'll have that progression system through it, which again is coinciding with like you have 4 different career trees, which you have the enforcer, the cop, the patrol officer, you have the undercover cop, and you have the racer. So I'm probably gonna play the shit out of undercover because I just want to have that like cool aspect to it. But what do you think? What are you gonna use the most, Leaf? Like when you get the game?
I don't know, I've always loved running away from the cops, but the cops look a little stacked in this game, so but that's always a good challenge. I like challenges, so
Yeah.
I'll probably pick a racer, and then I'll probably pick both. To be honest, probably do both.
Yeah.
If
Well,
you
there's.
can.
Yeah. You can't. Yeah. No. Yeah. It's not. You're not locked into one. I mean, you can be like.
Yeah.
I think you can switch anytime you want. So, I'm personally, I might go for the cop. I might go with the cop first. Just play for that. I know people would say, "Well, why aren't you racing?" I don't know. I always like playing as the cop in Hot Pursuit, and it was fun. So, I think moving on from that, we have just a little bit more to talk about. Nope, I think that's everything. Oh well, no, we haven't really talked about the multiplayer aspect too much. Where like say me and you are playing together, and me and you are both racers, so we could be racing in the different parts of the world. But anytime we meet up with each other, or we cross paths, our race actually becomes one. So we're both playing at the same time. So, what are your thoughts on that? Do you think that's a cool thing they're doing going forward? Do you think it's gonna probably impact a lot of the game's performance, or like what are your thoughts on it?
I think it's a good idea. It just adds that more like in-depth feel. Like
Yeah.
if you're actually racing in the streets and there are two races going on at the same time and your races cross path, those races are pretty much going to join in.
Yeah.
Like, because they're both going to be being chased by police.
I love the fact that you like use the real life. If there's I don't know, if there's two street races in real life, if they see each other, they're gonna join up. The fact that there's two street races in real life going on at the same time would be pretty funny. But from the world you've seen, that's another thing we're gonna talk about is the world. What do you think of the world they've used? Like, it's very open. It's not like I don't know. I think it's a lot like Hot Pursuit, where you have the very wide wide open races. I like the wide open lanes. Are you like racing in the city, or are you more like countryside racing?
I like both types of racing equally, but well, I like them for their different reasons. I like the country racing because you're just going fast, and it's like fast open road. But the roads are sometimes like narrower because you're in the street, or you're out in the open. Sorry, and in the streets sometimes you have bigger roads because you have the like 4-lane streets.
You mean in the cities? You mean in the cities? Yeah. Oh yeah. He's in Canada, so.
I live in the city part of Canada, not the snowy part.
Sorry. Yeah. You don't live where the buffaloes and the moose and the wallet. I don't know where it's animals. Sorry. Anyway, no. No. I think what they're doing is it looks like they're going a lot more open, like very wide open roads. The thing what they're doing with Frostbite 3, which is pretty cool, is that it looks like a lot of stuff you can see. You actually like the wooden barriers you see. They're not just like invincible wooden barriers. You actually hit the barriers, and they kind of crumble. There's a tree, because we everything that people love the most in racing games. If you hit a tree, and that tree is invincible, and that tree does not move. I think I've seen like a couple of snippets where the guy hits a tree, and like if his car's strong enough, that tree actually goes down and he survives it, but his car looks fucked up. Like it's the front part of it, it's just completely gone. So
yeah,
it seems like a really cool idea. Customization. We talked about customization, so I think that's about it. So anyway, thanks for listening, guys. I'm gonna try to do this a lot more often now. We're gonna have guests every once in a while, and we'll be keeping you updated on any news that comes out. So thanks, guys.
peace.
Yeah, peace out.